What's up, everyone? Welcome to Skol Sessions. This is episode 12. I'm Dre. This is Zach. Uh, hey, man, this is the final game of the season. Finally, we are here. Your Minnesota Vikings are playing the Detroit Lions. Both teams have something to technically play for. The Lions a little bit more. They're playing for that second seed, I believe. And your Minnesota Vikings, if you win, you blink twice. You go over the rainbow and you somehow fly, you still have a chance to get in the playoffs. So tell me how you're feeling about us playing these Detroit Lions for the final game of the season, bro.
I think we're going to go into Detroit and I think we're going to play a good game, but I still think we're going to lose this game. I think the
Mm.
Detroit Lions are coming off a loss where, they lost the game by a couple penalties at the end of the game, questionable calls,
Yeah, I seen that. I seen
and
that.
Dan Campbell's fired up. The whole
Right,
team is fired up. They're angry,
right.
and we're still trying to figure out who's playing quarterback. In the final week of the season, so I don't
Right.
see us win this game at Ford Field. Your boy Barry Sanders is going to be there to close
Hey,
out the season. So no, I see us losing that game. Unfortunately, playoff picture, I don't even want to look at it
okay,
because
okay.
you know what, we should have took care of business a few weeks ago,
Mm.
and this is what happens.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. It's funny because we were talking about this offline. This is the first game the whole season that you admitted the Minnesota Vikings possibly aren't going to get the job done.
Yeah,
Like you said, bro, the Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell's going to have them boys ready to go. They lost a questionable penalty type of game that they're fired up for, and the Eagles lost to the Cardinals. Gannon, the head coach of the Cardinals, came up in Philly and handled business, so they technically have something to play for. Kneecaps will be bitten off definitely. This final game.
yeah.
It's funny you said quarterbacks. Musical chairs. Mullins has officially been labeled the starter for this last game. You look, I left the rum chata outside. It's waiting for me after this podcast. It's waiting for me. Golly, bro. For me, it's like Jaron Hall gets 2 quarters, and I'm a give Kevin O'Connell the defense that they don't want to ruin this guy's confidence, his psyche. He's a young guy. They really believe in him, and they just let's pull the guy ASAP instead of just ruining his confidence. But the man's family was there. You know what I'm saying? The mom and pops is there. They got tickets to the game. He's finally starting, and you just pull him. I would have just let him play. He's going to go through his bumps. He's a fifth rounder that played at BYU. Like, BYU's opponents are going to be a little bit different than them grown men playing defense in the NFL. Like, he's going to go through that. And I just feel like I would have just played him and just seen what he had for the rest of the season. You have nothing to lose. Like I said, technically, even if you win, you're not going to the playoffs more than likely. So
Right.
we had this discussion for weeks, and I told you, bro, anytime Minnesota has it's in their hands to get the job done, I second guess that because they never get the job done. 2023, and guess what happens?
Here
The
we
job
go.
ain't being, hey, you're unemployed.
Job finished.
You're
Job
unemployed because
finished.
the job ain't done. You just got fired. Oh man, I don't like it, bro. Nick Mullins is gonna go out there. He'll give you 200. He's gonna give you 2 TDs, and he gonna try to give you 2 picks. He's gonna throw two picks too. So it is what it is. You know how I like to get down. St. Brown's a dog. He's gonna get his. I'm telling you right now. I've been predicting these games. You don't want to hear it when I say it, and then we come back and I'm right. 90+% of the time. St. Brown will get his. The running game will do what they need to do. Golf will do just enough to get the job done. I agree with you. I think it is going to be a close game. I don't think they're not going to get blown out like they did against the Packers. It will be a close game. The Vikings, deep down there, they don't have nothing to play for, bro. And I think they're going to come out more aggressive and more passionate because of how they looked last week. Lions are going to get it done. Fourth quarter, Lions get it done. Your season's over. Hawaii, Cancun. I mean, what are you thinking? Costa Rica? How you feeling? Costa Rica? The weather's
Hey,
good. Beach, vacation. Take the guys
Costa-
down there, man. Get a little vacation with the fellas, man. Um, Quick note: NFL. Shame on you. I've been seeing the Pro Bowl selections popping up. And why the hell is Josh Metellus not selected to the Pro Bowl? Why is he not selected to the Pro Bowl? This man, the tackles, the solo tackles, the forced fumbles, the overall tackles. He was, I think, rated like one of the best safeties this year. Like, it's a popularity contest, bro. And I'm not with that at all. I'm not with it.
See, man, and you said it, it's a popularity contest. I feel like you can go and vote for a player like
Right,
countless times. Like
right,
it's shady. It should just go based on let the league do it. Don't let the fans do it. Fans are gonna
right,
vote. We're gonna vote our people in no matter what. Like we're
right.
trying to vote our people in. You know what I mean? Like, come on,
Yeah,
man. Let it be on based on just performance,
I agree.
like stats.
I,
Let that talk for the Pro
right,
Bowl. Like,
I
stop.
agree.
You're messing these players over, man. Like,
That
come on,
man,
man.
that man, he earned it this year. You know, I'm more of a realistic Vikings fan. Sometimes you could be a little more purple Kool-Aid. That
Yeah.
I call a spade a spade. That man, he deserved to be in the Pro Bowl this year. Um, it is what it is. So your season's over. At the end of the day, your season's over. There are going to be some Minnesota Vikings in that Pro Bowl game. Obviously, we have some players that will be there. Your season is over. Before we go to Cancun, before we book our tickets, Justin Jefferson missed 7 weeks. He missed 7 weeks, and this man is still trying to get 1,000 yards. And he's, I think,
He
well,
needs
like
he
how
needs
much?
one. He only needs 118 yards, and
For
that's
like
wild.
like a regular game for him.
I mean, that
Legend,
is
bro.
insane what he's doing, bro. Like
Right,
he's not get, Tyreek Hill this, and that was the whole season we talked about, bro. Before Justin Jefferson get went out, he was leading the league.
right.
Okay, so like that type of
Crazy,
season,
bro.
he was. If Justin Jefferson doesn't get hurt, Kirk Cousins
Oh,
stays healthy, he might actually have broken the record this year.
hey, honestly, we're flirting with 2K. We're flirting with 2K. If you have a fully healthy JJ, based
Yeah.
on the route he was going,
Yep.
and if your boy that loves to pad them stats up is there the whole season, you're right. You're right. I actually give you
Yep.
that. You're flirting with 2K. Super
Sure.
talent. We say it every damn episode. Pay that man, back that truck up. He needs to be one of the highest non-quarterback players in the NFL. I don't care what you need to do. I've seen the what is it, the Little Caesar commercials. I've seen the sleep happy commercials. That
Uh,
he needs that bag. But
yep.
yeah, back to what I was saying, bro. We're going to Cancun. Uh, we do this. We do this every other year. It's funny. We've had this discussion. No matter who's the quarterback, we go to the playoffs. The next year, we're going to Cancun. We're getting our swimming trunks together. We working out, getting the chest and the abs together because we're going to Cancun a little bit early. With that, We're going to do a little brief. I want to play a little game with you. We're going to do a little brief quarterback overview. Some of the free agents this upcoming free agency, and some of the guys that could possibly be available if 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 your boy doesn't come back. If your boy wants 40 plus and he's like, I'm gonna get it one way or another. So if he doesn't come back, these are some of the quarterbacks that are in the free agency prediction that I like. Tyrod Taylor, Baker Mayfield, Mr. Drew Lock. You know how he gets down. Drew Lock, Tyler Huntley, Josh Dobbs. hey,
I mean, no,
hey,
I'm glad you
hey,
brought. I'm
hey,
glad you brought Huntley.
if you and an NFL legend want to ride that Josh Dobbs train again, you can sign up for it again. You can sign up for it again. So you got Josh Dobbs, Kyle Allen, the rest of these quarterbacks don't do it for me. I'm not even gonna waste your time. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to what I want to talk about. Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. He can do the whole on ESPN. I came here to be big bro to Zach Wilson and get him ready for the team when I leave. That's Aaron Rodgers' team. That's his team. He's practicing. He's going on the field. He's throwing, showing you that leg is getting right. He's going to be the quarterback next year. Zach Wilson, if I can give you a fourth, maybe. And then my favorite prospect, Chicago Bears. If you don't know how good you got it, if you think number 13 from USC can get it done, please. I'm not giving you a first. I'm not giving you a first though. You're not gonna play me. You're not gonna play me because you're getting rid of him regardless. A second, and a fifth. a second, you know what I'm saying, a second and maybe a third next year, you're talking my language. That's who I want. That's who I want. And I can see that. I can see that look on your face. I'm not saying these quarterbacks are better than Kirk Cousins because they're not. But if you can get these quarterbacks for a reasonable contract, use that difference in money to go sign some players. Your team is young. Your team's ready to win. Those are the NFL quarterbacks I'm looking at. Before you tell me about your boyfriend, your number one guy, who on this list would you think about bringing in?
Okay, well, on that list, so first of all, Tyler Huntley,
Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dot is going. He's going. He's going.
Okay, okay,
That's
okay.
it. Sold out. Um, Tyler Huntley. You mentioned Tyler Huntley. Okay, he did place
Hmm.
Lamar Jackson for a couple games.
Right, right.
I'm Kevin O'Connell right now. I go to Google. I'm typing in stats. The man Tyler Huntley has 7 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. I mean, Nick Mullins has the same stat line. What are you trying to? There's no way we're going to go get a guy who's turned the ball over. The
Give me
Drew Lock,
somebody. Give me
the Drew
somebody.
Lock. I like Drew Lock.
Okay.
I like
Drew
Drew
Lock.
Lock. I like the confidence Drew Lock plays with.
Okay.
He's a team guy. He loves Geno Smith, so
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Like the camaraderie he brings in,
Okay.
the little cockiness, a little.
You seen Gino do it too, right?
Hey, I liked it. I liked it. I actually like Drew Lock. It'd
Oh,
be exciting to watch him play.
Minshew Mania. Minshew Mania is
Yeah,
predicted to be a free agent too.
yeah, that would be another solid pickup if we did get rid of Kirk. I mean, just
Okay.
to obviously bring in a veteran guy. Yeah.
Okay.
But other than Gardner Minshew and Drew Lock, I'm not sold on any of those other quarterbacks. I'm not
Shake
sold
and
on any.
bake. Shake and bake down in Tampa
I
Bay.
don't want Baker Mayfield. I don't want Baker Mayfield. I don't want him.
Okay.
I don't want him there.
You know what's funny? And we're just fans, but I swear last year his name was coming up a lot. Remember when he was leaving Cleveland,
Yeah, it
and
was.
I think in another Vikings podcast, you bring him in. Um, you can say what you want about Baker Mayfield. He doesn't have the strongest arm. He's not the fastest player, but he's a dog, and it can be a good or a positive or a negative. You know what I mean? When his cockiness rubs off the wrong way, but bro, when it's clicking, the boys want to play for him. He went to a team that was predicted to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year, and he
Yeah.
got them in a playoff hunt. So I respect Baker Mayfield for that, bro. Because
Now,
everybody kind of they ditched on him and thought he was done. So
well, you know who is available on that list? Right up the Vikings alley because if we go based on this year, if we get people like we've gotten this year, Jameis Winston. 30-30,
what?
baby.
Why are you trying to get me in trouble on Twitter, man? You know, because I know you're gonna post this. If I see that on Minnesota, I'm just gonna go ahead and
Hey,
not just watch the
hey,
team,
hey,
bro.
he'll be giving you some good motivational speeches. I'll tell you that much. He's gonna give you some good motivational speeches
I'm so
and
done with
crab
you.
legs, but that's about it.
All right. So, what do you think about Justin Fields and Zach Wilson? Two players that aren't technically free agents, but based on circumstances, those two guys could be available in a trade. How do we feel about
All
those
right,
guys?
I think Zach Wilson was a dog in college,
He was. He was.
and you said it, and I agree with it. I think Kevin O'Connell is a genius when it comes to that culture of building a player up. He's done it
Right.
with he's done it with Kirk Cousins
True.
because Kirk Cousins kind of that shy, kind of tucks his tail away.
He
Kevin
brought he
O'Connell,
brought he brought he brought the best out of Cousins.
he did.
Like, yeah, yeah.
Yep. And so I think Zach Wilson's kind of in a similar situation. Obviously, I
Okay.
don't think he has the throwing talent that he has. I'm not saying he doesn't have arm, but he doesn't
I
have
was
the
going.
throwing accuracy that Kirk Cousins has. But I can see you need that like let me put my arm around you type
Yeah, of course.
coach, and Kevin
Right.
O'Connell is that guy.
Right.
So I wouldn't mind Zach Wilson because I really think the Jets would give him up for a fourth or maybe a fifth, like something that we can afford.
I don't think the Jets are giving him up, bro. I don't. It's wishful thinking, but I feel like the Jets. I feel like the Jets. I don't know though because I know last year, a year ago, the Mike White situation. The team was wearing Mike White shirts off the bus. They kind of they kind
I,
of gave up on him, but
Zach
I,
Wilson wants out of there, man. Like I know
you
he
think
loves
so?
Aaron
You think
Rodgers. He
so?
likes, yeah. You like Aaron Rodgers, right? But like Aaron Rodgers is going to leave eventually. And in my personal opinion, I think the Jets are still okay next year. Like I don't think Aaron
Oh
Rodgers goes
yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm
They're ready.
saying?
They're ready to win. They're ready to win.
But I think Zach Wilson would rather go somewhere else. I think his name there is
Right.
just kind of it was
It's
ran through
just
the mud, man.
yeah.
It's a tough place to win. It's a
New
tough place
York,
to play.
The New York
We
media.
talked about it,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
There's players that are prime players. Le'Veon Bell, Dalvin Cook. They
That's
go
true.
there and they're
And yeah,
gone. They're
that's
out the
true,
league.
bro. And before I get destroyed on Twitter with the stats and everything, like you said, Zach Wilson in BYU was a dog. And he was drafted number 2 overall for a reason. He's still young. He has
Yeah,
arm talent. He's not Aaron Rodgers whatsoever, but that arm talent, the throwing off balance, the gamer in him, I see Aaron Rodgers' ability in him. You get a guy like Kevin O'Connell, who's a former quarterback, who knows how it feels to not be, you know what I mean, to be kind of ran through the league as a quarterback. And you get him with that offensive scheme, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Hawkinson, and those 2 pillars at offensive tackle. The young man has a shot. With that, which is going to segue us into the next thing, you bring a young man like that in, and then you draft your quarterback. You let them boys duke it out. Whoever comes out on top comes out on top. So obviously, we had one of the greatest playoff college football playoff games we've seen in a long time. You know what I
man.
mean? Nobody got their doors blown off like Florida State and Georgia. Like these boys were playing, and it looks to me like these were the best 4 teams in the college football. We can have the discussion. I'm from Georgia, so you already know we have the discussion here that Georgia should have been in it. But you have 3 quarterbacks eligible to be drafted. Um, I'll go from my least to my favorite. Quinn Ewers from Texas. He had a good game. He had a good game. He was keeping up with the other guy we're going to talk about. Unfortunately, that last throw on the right side, I think a lot of people were saying it should have been zipped in there. It had a little bit of float to it. Cornerback slapped it out the hand. That's ball game. You got to make that play. And unfortunately, as a quarterback, you're only as good as that very last play they remember you for, right? So he fell short, but he had a good game. Middle round guy. He has the talent. He was, I believe, the top recruit in high school. He has the talent. I'm not hating it. It's not my pick, but I'm not hating it in kind of those middle rounds. My guy, JJ McCarthy. Once again, it's a player. He's not the quickest. He doesn't have the best, throw, the best accuracy when he throws the ball. Something that can't be coached though. His calmness, his confidence in himself, and his ability to stay in the game no matter what the outcome is. The play before, biggest game of your life. You're playing the fastest, quickest defense you've ever played in your life. SEC football, Alabama. I'm gonna need that interception. How are you going to respond? The man went to the sidelines, wasn't crying. Body language was the same. He reminds me of Eli Manning in regards to body language. Remember we were talking, I was trying to tell you who
Mm-hmm.
you're Eli Manning, just not
Okay.
too high, not too low. And he got the job done. Stats aren't crystal perfect. He didn't blow anybody out the waters, but he played one of the best defenses in college. A lot of players will be playing on Sunday. He got the job done. I like him. You get a veteran, you have him sit behind, you let him learn the system. You throw that interception as a rookie, which you're going to do, but you have that mental. You have Kevin O'Connell behind you. You have a shot, in my opinion. And then obviously,
Let's go.
hey,
Let's go.
how
Let's
you do it?
go.
And then I think I seen that with the backup
Yeah, yeah,
quarterback.
yeah, yeah. Yep, yep,
Hey,
yep. That's the guy. And I'm kind of worried. I'm gonna tell you why I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of worried because he's been lighting people up.
let's say the
Like,
name. Let's say the name first.
go ahead.
Penix, Michael Penix, Washington. All right,
Yep.
go ahead.
Man, this guy, he's so underrated. He's actually starting to get his flowers, his credit.
Yeah,
But man, like he is lighting everybody he plays up. He's lighting everybody up. He's outdueling every quarterback that is on the draft, supposed to go ahead of him.
you told
Caleb
me that.
Williams,
Yeah, yeah,
Bo Nix. He beat Bo
yeah,
Nix twice.
yeah,
Beat Bo Nix twice. Beat Caleb Williams. Beat
yeah,
Ewers. Beat
yeah,
Ewers.
yeah.
Now he's about to go up against your boy JJ McCarthy. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
every game that he's played against these guys, they've been the underdogs and they've won.
So,
So that
yeah,
he's a gamer. He is a gamer, and
yes, yes.
I'm telling you, that accuracy is on another level. Like that game, and you watched it. We were talking about. You were tweeting out like
Yeah,
that throw. These throws were darts. They were dimes. They were.
nasty.
Whew,
Not supposed to happen.
You can't, bro. I mean, it's some of the best passing, pure passing I've seen.
in a long
And so,
time.
man, I'm kind of worried that dude is gonna go like number two overall. Like, boom.
Okay.
I'm worried he's gonna be the second quarterback going. I'm worried.
So I'll say this, and this is going to kind of segue.
Yeah.
I like Jaden Daniels. And I'm saying that because we were talking about it. He's not as quick as Kyler Murray, and he doesn't have, in my opinion, that pinpoint accuracy as a Penix Jr. I like him, and the reason I'm saying this because Penix Jr. may be drafted over him, just
Yeah.
purely off of just the season he's had. He should have won a Heisman. I mean, that's
Yep.
debatable. And not only did this is what I like. He didn't win the Heisman, and it's cliche. Your team's like you should have. Oh, that's messed up. Everybody on his team was upset he didn't win a Heisman because they're like, it's crazy. This is the best player in college football, which tells
Yep.
you this: them boys are gonna ride. They're gonna ride for Penix. And I think I told you earlier, bro. I think we were with Yogi. I get this Deshaun Watson energy from him, bro. That big blank energy, that coolness, that I can make any throw. Not only am I going to do this, but I'm going to show you I can make any throw. And some of those throws, they're not supposed to be completed. They're not. It's
I
not supposed to happen. Like you have this margin of error,
yeah.
and he's not doing it once in the game, but he's hitting these things back to back to back. They have a few talented receivers on their roster, but when you have a quarterback like that, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna help your draft stock too. So they got some guys that are gonna be drafted at receiver. I give you that. That dude is special, bro. That dude is special. I understand he's had injuries. He's had a hell of a career.
Yeah.
Indiana, it didn't work out. He has that it factor, in my opinion, that when things go bad or when it's not perfect, he can rally. The team will rally behind him, and they know they have a shot with him. And
All right.
to have that it factor and to have that ball accuracy, and he can wiggle around a little bit. I know them legs. I know
Yeah.
he got hurt a little bit, but hey, you give him a
Yep.
lane, he can bust you for 20.
Yep.
He's special, bro. I think he's my favorite quarterback in the draft personally. And obviously Caleb Williams, I'm a USC fan. Caleb is special. Drake May, I see a lot of Herbert and Drake May. Um, there's something about Penix that's just special to me. I can't put a finger on it. I think he has a shot to be really a Pro Bowl quarterback in the league.
So if we don't take Cousins back, I want to try to. We got to go get him. If we don't take Cousins, we got to get our guy. If we
So
don't
there's
take Cousins back,
reports from Doogie Wilson or whatever. Quasi, and it's not really a report. Quasi, if he was looking at the guy that got drafted to Indy last year, I think there's probably some conversations on going up for his guy. He's gonna this year. If Cousins doesn't come back, he's gonna get his guy. He's
yo,
gonna
get
get his
ready.
guy.
Hey, get ready, bro. This all
Whoever
season gonna
his
be great.
whoever his guy is, and however much it may cost him, to be determined. Or if his guy falls in his lap, to be determined. There's a lot of teams ahead of us, but some of those teams don't necessarily need a quarterback. If Chicago, if you believe in your guy, build around him, get him some weapons, and get ready for the NFC North. Arizona, Kyler Murray. You know how I feel about Kyler Murray. I know you feel different. He just beat one of the best teams in the NFL. So if you have your guys, then you're good. Possibly those teams could trade out of that pick. But it looks a lot better trading from 9 to like 4 to from 12 to 4. We're all Viking fans. I'm not telling no team to lose. These men have families, and they also have to have tape out for whatever teams they play on next if they don't come back. It wouldn't be the worst. It wouldn't be the worst scenario if your team does fall short to a team that's trying to get that second seed. Who's your guy? That was my long speech. Who's your out of those college football quarterbacks that played this past weekend? Who's your top to your least?
Yeah, my top is Penix, man.
Okay.
Like the way he's playing is insane.
Right.
And if, like I said, if we do not get Kirk Cousins back, man, you
Right.
have to do whatever it takes. I don't want to go get like a mid round quarterback. If we're not bringing
Oh
Cousins
yeah,
back,
no,
go
no.
get the guy.
Right,
Like do
right,
whatever it takes. Go get the guy,
right.
and let's try to make a little move. But I would say my least favorite. and this is probably unpopular. I would say it's Caleb Williams. And the reason why I'm gonna tell you the reason why I think that is because
Hmm.
the big games he hasn't been showing up this year. Hasn't been showing up,
So he's been playing
and
like Cousins.
the crying on the sideline and the
You didn't like that?
I
You didn't
didn't
like?
like it. I didn't like it.
Oh
I didn't like
man.
it. I didn't like
Okay.
it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. He didn't want to do the interview. Like, there's just a lot of little things I didn't like, bro. I don't like it, and I think it could be. There's and you
Okay.
know what? Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. There's so much pressure on him. There's a lot of pressure on Caleb Williams. Like,
That's true.
he's watching all the media. He's going first. He's number one
That's
getting
true.
picked. And
All
so
right.
there's a lot of pressure, not only including the big games, but then also the media. So there's a lot of that too that I think. But this could be
Sure.
this could potentially be toxic to a franchise. And can we afford, bro? Can the Minnesota Vikings afford another bust? Can we?
Bro,
Can
if
we?
you trade up, if you get Caleb Williams, I'm getting a jersey. And I'll get jerseys. I'll get jerseys since Teddy. If the Vikings can get Caleb Williams, I'm getting a jersey. It is USC. It's a little bit different than the NFL, but that arm talent, the side arms, he plays hero ball. You get with Kevin O'Connell, you reel it back a little bit, you play within the offense, but you have that ability to make those throws
He can make a throw anywhere. Yeah.
that and some NFL quarterbacks can't throw. I'm through the moon. So that's funny you said that. Interesting. I disagree, but interesting. Okay, so that's your
So
least favorite. Give me
least
your
favorite,
other
I would
guys.
say in between. If I go second, like Penix is off the board. Say Caleb Williams is off the board. I would go with Drake May.
Okay.
I like what Drake May can run and throw. He can do both.
Okay.
He's a bigger quarterback.
Okay.
And I think wherever he goes, he's going to be good. He's
I do
eventually going to
too.
be good.
I do
Anywhere he
too.
goes, he's going to
I
be
do too.
good. So if we land him, I'm okay with that too. Obviously, the main guy I want is Penix. Like, I'm on the table, like I'm on the mountaintop for Penix. Because, bro, like,
Yeah.
if all right, the struggles we had this year quarterback is what, like,
Right.
getting the open guy the ball, like putting the ball, not putting it way up here where JJ gets hurt, like putting
Put
these
it on the
places
money.
where we're
Put
on the
it on the
money,
money.
like,
Right.
bro.
Right.
And so I want that back, and I think Kevin O'Connell misses that. And if you're
Yeah.
not bringing Kirk Cousins, you need a guy that's going to put the ball on the money. Like, go
Right.
through your
Right.
progressions. And if you watch Penix, the man goes through his progressions. I
He
love to
does.
watch it.
He
Love
does.
to watch it.
It's a
And
master at
so,
work. That's true.
yeah, and I kind of like his release. He's a left-handed quarterback.
He is.
I think it's
He
a little
is.
different. It's harder to go. It's hard to cover. It's kind of like a Lamar Jackson. If you move to the right of the
That's
pocket,
true.
you can sling it to
That's
the
true.
right.
Right.
So I like Penix, man. But like I said, I don't know, man. He's playing too good right now. He's playing too good, bro. He's playing too good. He's playing too good. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think Tracy likes Drake May. I don't know why. I just feel like that's his guy. I don't know why
Might
I
be.
feel that way.
Might be.
Maybe because of Kevin O'Connell's system. Um, Kevin O'Connell wants that pocket passer first and foremost, but somebody that has some talent. I mean, you can't. Drake May, he can sling it, bro. Drake May can sling it. He's talented. He's a very talented guy. Either way, the Vikings can't go wrong. If this is the year to get a quarterback, if it's not, and they bring who can't be named back, and they decide to go defense in other positions.
Hey,
I mean,
I feel like they need to know that. Everybody needs to know this. Me and Dre, every time I call him or he calls me, there's countless Cousins jokes. There's fire at this. We're going back and forth like throughout the day. This would be random calls. We'll be on this conversation in left
oh
field.
man,
It's coming right back to Kirk Cousins,
hey,
and it's really funny. But yeah,
it's literally the Vikings fan base to a T though. It's a very divisive conversation with the
yeah,
Vikings fan base. You have some guys that love them. You have some guys that think 6 years and one playoff win is enough. You have some guys that think that maybe if you get an all-pro defense, you get the best offensive line in the world, you get Adam Thielen back in your prime, you can win a Super Bowl. So it just depends on what spectrum you're on. If he does come back, I don't mind if he comes back for the right price. I think
so
you want him to come back too.
so I think, like, I feel like the all season is really going to tell us a lot even before we get to the draft, because
Oh yeah.
if you have, like, all right, they sign Kirk Cousins.
Hmm?
Now I'm going to be kind of concerned with, are we actually going to go get a Caleb? Are we going to trade up and get a Caleb Williams, a Drake May, or a Penix?
Devil's in the details. If it's 3 years, 40 plus, it's no
Yeah,
point.
no
You got
point.
a
They'll wait.
quarterback that's ready to win now. Let's get that defense short up, that defensive line, those defensive ends, get that defense short up, get those guards short up, and let's go make a push for the next 2 years. Third year, you can maybe get out that contract. If he comes back on a 2 year, the money is, which he's not because he is who he is. The money's 32. He did a pay cut 2 years, 1 year fully guaranteed. You get your guy. He sits behind him for a year. JJ McCarthy's ready the following year. Cousins is gone. It's all based devils in the details.
It
We'll know
is.
a lot. We'll know a lot about that contract.
It's going to tell a lot, man. And so
It's
that's really
exciting.
going to.
It's exciting to be Vikings
But
fans right now, though.
What would be hilarious though? We get rid of Cousins. All right, we don't sign Cousins. We got the first round pick. Your boy Quasey trades it. Comes up. Drake May's on the table. Penix is on the table.
Caleb
Your
Williams
boy
is on the table.
Hey, we go get some random fifth
We get Quinn
quarterback from
Ewers.
Hawaii or
We
just
get
some
Quinn
random
Ewers.
quarterback. A quarterback that's not even named, bro. We just go get that dude.
I mean,
What we gonna do? What we gonna go here and talk about?
I told you CJ. I told you I like CJ Stroud. I like the direction they're going to. So I guess I'm gonna watch the Texans that following year.
And I'll watch probably the Niners, or maybe I might get a Gardner Minshew jersey.
Hey,
I
CJ
don't know.
Stroud. Hey. Quasi knows that season's getting a little warm. We gave you, it was the Cinderella story that the season before. This season doesn't look good. Quasi, he's in a position he's in for a reason. This is going to be a very interesting off season. He's still relatively new at his job. I think we got 2 off seasons with him. So we're slowly starting to see what he likes to do. He's not Spillman. He's not keeping you because you've been a Minnesota Viking for 4 to 10 years, and the fans love you. If it ain't about this, if it ain't about this, I need to go find some players with a Byron Murphy, a cheaper contract, a Marcus Davenport, players that are a little bit still in their prime that will, they got to work for that money. I don't expect it to be any different, but it's the NFL, man. There's a lot of curveballs and you never know. So that's the exciting part. Unfortunately, we ain't talking playoff football. We're one of those organizations that are talking about the future of the Vikings. But guess what? It is what it is. We're excited to do it with you guys. It's gonna be a fun off season, man. I'm happy we started the channel now because this is gonna be a fun off season. So buckle up.
Yeah, and also, me and Dre, we're actually gonna have a guest on here. Probably hopefully the next show.
Nah. It's a surprise. It's a surprise.
No surprise. Okay.
Just do this. Just do this. No, just do this.
I'm so done. That's it, bro. Let's go.
Hey, man, this is episode 12, man. Hey,
let's go.